Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether you're on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify. Leave a comment. If you'd like to do a collaboration, please let me know. As always, thank you to those who have subscribed, followed, whether it's on the YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as following on social media as well. Thank you for following through with the podcast. I greatly appreciate it. As always, Instagram and TikTok, the Red Devils Corner Kick Pod, and then on X, RD Corner Kick Pod. A little late with the episode, had some little technical issues, but everything worked out well. Trying to get my microphone and everything connected. Nothing was being read. You can close a browser, restart a browser device. And yeah, it takes a bit to try and get everything working, but it's here now. We're ready to go. I'm here for the pod. But let's get down to business. Today's episode is just a recap, post-game recap of the Manchester United women's squad win against PSG 2-1. Earp's return back to Manchester did not go the way it did for her, but it did go the way for Manchester United, which is the way we wanted. They're keeping their streak alive, 3-0 in Champions League, rebounding after losing on Saturday to Aston Villa. They have a derby on Saturday against Manchester City, but overall, it was an exciting match today. It was. From start to finish, to me, I found it exciting. Listen, I am going to do player ratings later on, just like how I do with the men's squad, recap from what I watched today. But overall, I was quite pleased with the game. Mark Skinner did an excellent job getting the right pieces for the game today. And the one thing I mentioned when I was talking about previous games from watching Champions League was the finish, following through, containing and getting those opportunities. From the beginning of the game, you saw a very physical, very pressing PSG. And for them, when I was watching, the attack looked very well. You saw them going through the outside. You saw some issues in the midfield from what I saw. The midfield did struggle a little bit with Manchester United, especially when they were trying to carry through with the midfield. And I thought overall, I want to give credit to PSG, their back four, when they were defending well, containing in the midfield. The press was done very well by them. They did put Manchester United at times on their heels. They did put pressure on. And the goal from Carmona that scored against Manchester United, that was a tough goal to defend on Patel. No fouling today. She was out injured, so you have Patel getting her first start. And as much as I'm giving credit to PSG, I have to give the world to Patel today for the stops that she made. She made some fantastic stops, nice reads, passes, but the shot stops, the tips, protecting the net, she did a fantastic job today defending against PSG. As much as, like I said, I gave PSG's back credit, their midfield, I'm going to give our back four even more credit. Like, it was astounding how fantastic they were today. Sandberg, George, Letizier, Riviere, all of them were just incredible. Riviere got the man of the match today. She was brilliant on the right side, had an assist as well, assisting on Mallard's goal. And Mallard's goal, fantastic as well. Physically outbeating the defender from PSG, getting the ball and finishing. That's the one thing I emphasized on the episode last night was finish, getting those opportunities. You saw that there. Later on, you did see near the end of the second half, or not the end of the second half, end of the first half, you saw PSG get the goal, like I mentioned. For Patel, it was a tough goal to try and defend. It was a world-class goal. It was fantastic. It was a tough goal to defend, but listen, defender ran up, left wide open, had a clear lane for the shot, and stuck into the top corner. It was a great goal. It was tough to defend, and when I'm looking at some of the ratings here, I feel like Patel definitely should get a higher rating for what she did today. That one goal was a tough one to defend, but man, she did some stops today that kept United in the game, that protected the lead as well. Because when PSG were pressing through on the attack, they had their opportunities. And yes, Patel, I think, did an incredible job today. So again, I'll be doing my rankings. But overall today, like I said, I did see some struggles in the midfield, trying to move it up, move it through. United, what they did was they definitely used their attack out on the outside, which you look at, that's what they tend to do from what I've been watching their games. Let me know if you're seeing something different. But when I saw chances of them carrying up the ball through the middle, I saw some struggles there. They definitely had trouble trying to get through the midfield. But the outside, I did see that there. I did see some, because if you look at it here, Ribier's pass to Maillard just down along this, like out on the outside, using her physicalness to get the ball and then finish off the score. Jessica Park was fantastic. The way her foot, her touch, her movement with the ball, getting it through, especially when you got into the zone, you saw things opening up. But the only thing I saw was the weakness today was the midfield for the women's squad, just trying to get it moved, trying to get it going. United had issues, I feel like, when watching the ability to, it took them a while to adapt to the press that PSG I thought was giving. They definitely were pressing a lot harder than other teams. I know PSG has been struggling this season, so the fight for them was a little bit more. But when watching the game today, I saw struggle, like just earlier on. And when we got to the second half, United took more of a control. You saw them adapt to what they were bringing. You saw the movement look better through that. So overall, the second half, performance-wise, was better. The goal, the header was wonderful by Rolfo. So that was great to see. Sandberg with the assist to them. But again, the wing backs, if you're looking at them, the left and right backs were fantastic today. Riviere and Sandberg both getting assists today. Listen, it was a good game, and it was a good test for them. It was a good fight. And again, like I mentioned, the goal against us was a tough one to save. It really was. It was hard. But overall, it was incredible game. The way they adapted in the second half to play, PSG was still bringing the physicality to the press, but the women responded better in the second half to the adjustments and was able to play through. And you saw them adapt and grow as the game went on. You saw the fight. You saw them still playing through. But excuse me about that. But yeah, they did a good job adapting. And you saw what they did there. Listen, there's still more to come. They're third in the table right now for Champions League. They haven't lost, which is good. They overcame adversity, especially after a tough loss on Saturday, which they've had an excellent start to the season for the Women's Super League. But this was a good statement game, especially when you're losing your number one keeper. She wasn't starting today. She was out injured. You have a keeper who's making her first start, who, in my opinion, did a fantastic job making crucial shot stops. One thing I did notice is I didn't notice much of, I may have missed it or I may have seen not as much, but a lot of passes out of the back, trying to carry it forward. Not much of a long ball. You did see some shots, but you definitely looked at the reliance of the back to move it up, move it through. But overall, Mark Skinner did a fantastic job getting everything prepared for the game. But listen, I'm happy for the women today. They did a great job finishing, getting the win, not giving up, not fighting for the tie, going for the win, applying pressure on the front and as well on the back. PSG had their opportunities. They did. but I think for how well the defense played, I think Riviere was fantastic. Like I mentioned, that back four for United was incredible. When the substitutions came on, they did. Even when the substitutions came on, you saw the how do I put it here? You saw them close it out and finish from what the starters had done. Toon didn't start today. She came off the bench. You saw Turlin, Galton come on. Williams came on late in the final minutes. It was only about 6-7 minutes of extra time. But you saw those players come in and help close out the game like we needed to. Toon, we know how fantastic she is, her experience, for how well she is. We see a lot there. But everyone did play well. Like I mentioned, the back four. Mizawa was good today. Awujo was incredible. Olme, Rolfo, Mallard, Park, all did their job. Again, like I mentioned, it seemed like there was some struggle trying to move the ball through the midfield. But from what I was seeing here, PSG, the press, the physicality was a little bit stronger than what United had in their mid. But United was able to adapt, find overcomes. They definitely were able to attack them more on the outside, move the ball through. When we got in their half, especially near their box, you saw the movement there in the middle there. And I would have liked to see more capitalization on the shots. There were some opportunities, but happy to see that we got the 2 goals and the winner to help us get to 3-0 in the Champions League. Okay, listen, our next game again is not PSG. Next game for Manchester United women's squad is, let me just pull up here. So next Champions League should be next week. Yes, we have Wolfsburg next week on the 19th, 12:45. That's a early game. We also have Man City on the weekend. And actually, this next week's the 19th is our last game. And then we have a little break in between. We're not back until December 7th. And the 7th, we have West Ham playing Lyon on December the 10th. Spurs that weekend. And then Juventus. And yeah, then a break. So has it already been 4 games? Yeah, it's been, because we had the big win against Brighton, the loss against Aston Villa, winning against PSG. We have the derby on Saturday, and then we have Wolfsburg next Wednesday. So, and I would have to, when I do the preview, which, by the way, tomorrow's Thursday, we'll be catching up on the men's squad, and I'll be doing a preview for the women's squad because we have a derby on on Saturday morning. So tune into that. Again, I'll be doing a post game after that one as well. But yeah, 1 more game, 2 more games, and the women are on international break. The men will be back next week because they have a game next Saturday. Next Wednesday. No, the Monday, because they are playing Everton on the Monday. So, okay. But yes, Wolfsburg next week, City on the weekend. Player rankings. Let's get to my first ever player rankings for today. So, Patel. I'm going to go 7.1. No, 7.4 today. I thought she was great. Sandberg, 7.5. George, 7.5. Actually, you know what? Those should be higher. For how well they defended today, 7.8. 8 for George. Just taking a look here. Yeah, 7.8. Why did that not go 7.8? And then, 7.9 for them. Mizawa, I'll give them 6.8. Yes, Woju, we'll give her 6.5. Ome, same, 6.5 for her. Wolfo with the goal, 7.2. Actually, no, 7.5 for them. Mallard with the goal, I'm going to go... Now I'm starting to second guess my rankings here. No, Rolfo should get higher. No, 7.6 for Rolfo. Mallard, 7. I'll go 8.1. Park, 7.7 for her. Yeah, I did 7.8 for her. She did incredible today. For the subs, Tone, 6.5. Turlin, 6.5. Galton, I'll give... Galton, 6.3. Williams, I'll give a 6. She wasn't on for Larry Long. She did substitute on for Park. Just trying to think here. Looking back. No, you know what? I'm going to change the back 4. 8.1 for Riviere. 7.9 for Latia. George, 7.9. And Sandberg, because Sandberg got an assist. I'm giving her an 8. Yeah. Rolfo, I'll give a 7.7. Okay, so just recapping my rankings here. Patel, 7.4. Sandberg, 8. George, 7.9. Letizier, 7.9. Riviere, 8.1. Miyazawa, 6.8. Wojo, 6.5. Olme, 6.5. Rolfo, 7.7. Mallard, 8.1. Park, 7.8. Toon, 6.5. Turlin, 6.5. Galton, 6.3. Williams, a 6. So those are my rankings for today. Let me know what you think of your player rankings. Listen, it was my first ranking. And as it goes on and I have the ability to watch more of the women's games, because for me right now, I do try to. There is an option. I do try to watch the Villa game, and as well, if we're here in Canada, we do have Sportsnet that allows us to, but sometimes the Sportsnet channel that we have doesn't often give us all the games, so you have to subscribe to get other channels. But yes, City with the Derby, I'll be able to watch this weekend, as well as Champions League next week against Wolfsburg. So you will see those episodes and post games come as well. So just getting everything ready for myself, because, well, it's got to make sure everything's ready to go for YouTube and all that stuff. But yeah, overall, again, I was happy with the win. I was ecstatic with the win because of how well they played. They did a fantastic job today. They did a good job overcoming the press, battling, fighting through. I thought, again, it was a fantastic job by Mark Skinner and the whole crew for what they did. So I'm going to leave the episode there. I will be back tomorrow. Again, catching up on the men's squad, because it is International Week, but we do have transfers going on. Tomorrow is the first day of the World Cup qualifying matches. It's the final couple of games, because, again, we're going to have a draw in a month for the men's World Cup next summer. But catching up on transfers to see if anything's updated or changed. As always, nothing really does change because we're in no transfer window. There's just speculation on targets. But I'll also be previewing the women's game because we have a derby on Saturday, Man City versus Manchester United. So I will be tuned into that episode as well. And again, I'll be back Saturday with a new one. But yes, I will talk to you guys tomorrow with a new episode. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, whether on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave a comment, leave feedback. Let me know what you thought of today's game as well. Let me know what you think, what's going to happen with Manchester United next week, or with the derby as well, too. But yes, and also don't forget Instagram, TikTok, and X as well. You can follow, too. I'll try to get more posts out. But we'll see. I'm working on it here. But yes, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy the remainder of your Wednesday, depending on where you are, or good morning, depending on where you are as well. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.